Hello, Tim from Fairplay Now on the 3rd of February 2023. Had a busy week this week, 2 big jobs, so quite knackering really, but got through them and got everybody sorted out and happy, so that's good. And looking forward to a quietish weekend, which will be the last quiet one really for about, well, all the way through until about mid-March, because got the Thing and Hope Sussex I'm going to next week, and then of course it's Oxford on the 18th, and then I've got things happening the following weekend. It's Milton Keynes the weekend after that, so yeah, we're pretty much the middle of March until I get another quiet weekend. But I've been watching some interesting videos in and around all my sort of work and other bits and pieces I've been doing. The first one, this, I won't leave a link to it because the gist of it is there's this Swiss banker. I think he's really been an advisor, banking advisor to governments and all sorts of other big people. I think he's got friends in high places and all of that. And like many others, he was conned into getting the big V. And now he's pretty angry because he was conned like that. And because he's got this ticking time bomb in his body. I don't think he's suffered any consequences as yet. But of course he's worried. And he is actually... well, he's gone to the police, I believe, the Swiss police, and he wants to get the, I can't remember if Switzerland, it's the Prime Minister or President, but whichever, he is actually getting that person, well, wants to charge them and get them into court for the whole shenanigans. So quite an amazing story, and it's one I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on. And you know, wouldn't that be amazing if this guy does get the Swiss Prime Minister into court and facing consequences? And I know we've got Mark Sexton in this country who's trying to do the same kind of thing, but he's kind of a retired police officer, so relatively kind of low down the chain of things. But this Swiss guy, it sounds like he's a lot higher up, and he's probably got friends in high places. As I say, he's advised the Swiss government in the past and all of this sort of thing, so he may well be able to take things a lot further than Mark Sexton's been able to do so far. So going to watch that story with a lot of interest, but it seems like things could be moving. We had the sort of the Thailand thing I talked about yesterday as well. So yeah, very interested in that, seeing how that's all going to play out. I've got a channel recommendation for you. I can't remember if I've mentioned this guy before. I might have done just once maybe, because I only came across this bloke probably late November, early December. A guy called Richard Vobes, and yeah, he's got this really good channel. He either talks to camera like this, like I'm doing now, or he interviews people. And the guy seems to be absolutely on fire at the moment. He's pumping out multiple videos per day, it seems, and he's interviewing some real quality interviewees. He had Andrew Bridgen on, the MP who's been speaking out against the Big V. He interviewed him. He interviewed, can't remember who it was, but it's some other big name like that as well, and lots of other people. And a couple of his latest ones is he was interviewing this lady who worked in the November Hotel Sierra. She literally started March of 2020, and what a time to start a job in the that service, but and then she only lasted 18 months before she just basically left because she was so angry with everything going on there. But what she was saying kind of confirms all of the stuff that we suspected. She was saying how the hospitals were really quiet in the spring of 2020 there, when you'd have thought they'd be just the opposite. That was true, according to her. And she was coming out with all of these other things, and because she went in there, she was new to the service, she kind of went in there with her eyes open. But she said all of the people, or most of the people who had been working there for years, were just kind of totally brainwashed into the system and just bought everything that was being said, and couldn't join the dots basically. So that was a very interesting video. I can't really link to that one here. It's because, well, as you can imagine, it wouldn't be you wouldn't be very welcomed on this platform, so he's had to put that one on Rumble. But he's got another one which is on this channel, on this platform, YouTube, and this time he's interviewing a guy called William. Can't remember what his surname was. I'll put it kind of up here somewhere on the edit. But he was talking about constitutional law, essentially, and that's a very interesting watch as well. To be honest with you, I've only watched it halfway through, and but just the intro is really interesting, and I think he's got some really good stuff to say. And what he was saying is, there's only two ways that a country can be. Either the government are fully in control of the people, so it's basically like absolute power, totalitarianism, or it's the people who are in charge, and there's no middle ground. It's either got to be one or the other. And he was saying that there are things in the Constitution where we can remind the government that it is the latter that applies here in the UK at least, and also most likely in well, sort of definitely in places like the USA, etc. as well. And yeah, he was saying that we can use this to make it known to the government that it is us, the people, who are in charge, and that they cannot overstep the mark. They're not above the law. It is possible for governments to commit criminal acts and to be held accountable for those crimes. And yeah, I'm greatly looking forward to watching the rest of my video, his video myself, to see what he has to say more on this matter. So I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'll leave a link to that one in the comment section and the description box below. But it's well worth subscribing to Richard's channel. He seems to be interviewing all kinds of interesting people at the moment, really seems to be on fire. And I'm pretty sure when I first saw him, subscribed to him, his channel only a couple of months ago, he had about 60,000 subscribers, and he's closing in on the 90,000 mark from what I saw this morning. So he's got a very rapidly growing channel because he's coming out with some really good content. So highly recommend that one for you. So I think over the weekend I'm just going to take it easy, have a bit of fun. I'll be making a video or two over the weekend, I should think, but just going to wind down a little bit. I've got a few things to catch up on, but yeah, my overall impression of this week, just ending now, is things really seem to be happening. Things really seem to be moving. The company, Big V company that starts with PF, could be in really, really big trouble, and it could almost be the end of them. So that would be wonderful news if you know, things came out more about them. And it just seems more and more people are talking about things, more and more people are becoming aware of things, and yeah, I have got sort of, I'm positive about the future. That is how I would really like to end this little talk on that note. I think we are going to win this. There's no doubt we are going to win this. And I felt that right back in the earliest, darkest days of 2020, 2021. No matter how dark it got, I knew that we would eventually win this thing. You are on the winning side. I'm on the winning side. Don't ask me how I knew it or know it. I just know it. And from the things I see and the positive bits of news coming out now, it's just confirming it. So with that very positive, happy thought, I'm going to leave it. I'll be back over the weekend. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.